Hi, my angels, my loves. I wanted to give you a little update and do a newsletter in video form because I could sit down and write to you guys all day. That's my favorite thing ever. But also, it's kind of fun to talk to you because I haven't talked to you in a hot minute. And I feel like there's been a bit of avoidance of coming on camera because we're growing out the bangs. And it's like a weird in between process. I went to the hairdresser yesterday and she was like, yeah, it's gonna be about a year until it's like normal again. And I was like, oh Lord, all right, cool, we're doing it, we're figuring it out, we're dissolving the ego, and I'm okay with this. I feel like when I had bangs, my whole identity was I have bangs, and now my whole identity is I'm growing out my bangs and I'm dissolving my ego. Seasons for everything. And speaking of seasons, something that I'm excited about is that we are currently in the end of the astrological new year. This is Pisces season. Pisces season is dreamy and beautiful and soft and emotional. And I love Pisces seasons, especially because this is a great time for us to be connected to our intuition and to spirituality. And also like our knowingness. I like how I hold energetic things as I speak to you. And also our knowingness of what we need to seal up in this astrological year so that we can move into our next season with more grace and more excitement and more fire as we enter into Aries season. But now is a great time for like closing the year and beginning new. And personally, I identify a lot more with the astrological calendar, the zodiac calendar, than I do with the like New Year in January, because we're still in winter time. We're still in a time of hibernation. It's not a time for us to be like, I'm gonna go and change my whole life in January. It's just not it for a lot of us, and especially sensitive babies who can feel the energy of the winter, where we want to cocoon and we want to hibernate. We want to take care of ourselves. We want to move inward, and we don't want to talk to people, and we don't want to light a fire under our ass because it's not that time. It's not correct for my body. So if you feel resonant with the zodiac calendar, I invite you to be deeply in this Pisces season. And Pisces is the fish. And so if you think about the other water signs, we have Scorpio and we have Cancer. Cancer is a crab, Scorpio is a scorpion. They both have shells, right? So they have a little bit more protection. Pisces are the fish. They have scales. They don't have a shell. So when it comes to boundaries, and I think of like a sponge, an empathetic sponge. Pisces are so sensitive. It's a great time to be in touch with your intuition and your emotions, but also to honor like what boundaries do you need and where are you a little bit too fluid in your life and in your relationships, because this is a time where that will be shown to you and you get to look at that and be like, oh, I can implement this boundary here and move forward in this way so that I can also protect myself and move forward with full integrity rather than allowing myself to be harmed. And also there's like a natural dropping of the wall without the shell. So that's a great time for us to be able to see through the veil. The veil is a lot thinner in Pisces season, and maybe messages will be coming through in your dreams, and you can journal before you go to bed and just talk to the angels and just say, hey, it's me, I'm here. If there are any messages about XYZ thing, will you please communicate to me through my dreams? And leave that notebook or have a note in your phone and wake up in the morning and immediately write down what you receive in your dreams, even if it feels unrelated, because there's always some sort of connection. So Pisces season, here we go, baby. And also, I'm gonna give you guys some life updates because, I mean, why not? Why not just tell you guys everything? What I have been up to. The first half of 2025 sucked. I don't know. I mean, we're not even at the half mark. The first few months were just intense. I feel like I've been breaking down over and over and over again. Mars has been retrograde, which I feel like is deeply connected to that breakdown. And that's okay. And that's okay. And I know I'm not the only one who has been having a hard time with the first bit of 2025. We're just feeling it. We're moving through it. I feel like last year I started my whole life over, moving from Mexico to Austin and trying to figure out like where I stand, what I want my life to look like, what I want to do, how I want to be in the world, what do I want that to feel like, and like asking myself very deep questions that I had to be honest with myself about the answer. And now I'm in a point of refining my understanding of what my life looks like and moving differently because of it. But also, I've made the decision where it's like, if it's not a full yes, I will stop in my tracks. So right now, or for the first bit of the year, I haven't had as much movement because I'm in deep reflection of understanding what do I need moving forward and how will I provide that for myself. So I have been stopped when it comes to action. I haven't been doing very much. I feel like I've been running around in circles, healing, whatever, doing the things of everyday life. But energetically, it feels like there's been a deep stagnancy because I don't want to move unless the intention and the truth is 100% aligned with the direction that I'm moving in. So I've been stalled and it's been uncomfortable. And a lot of truth and light and magic and realizations have come from that place. And also can be confronting because I'm not fixing the problems that I have currently. I am with I see solutions on the greater scheme. I see I can go in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, in this direction. That could fix the discomfort that I feel in this moment. But I'm choosing to wait to fix anything until it feels like a 100% yes. And that is terrifying for someone like me because it's so much easier to just fix our problems than to be with the deep-rooted emotions connected to them. And yeah, it's an interesting experience. So I'll continue to share more as I feel called, as long as it feels of integrity to do that. Yeah, so that's a little Allie update. Also, I've entered into the dating scene again, and it's been a really interesting adventure, especially coming from somebody. I've been more or less single for a long time. Probably, 1 year, but then before that last relationship, 3 years, and I practiced celibacy for over a year, and there's a lot there. And something I'm realizing as I get back out into the dating world, and this is something that relationships teach me often, whether romantic or not, is that we can be the most loving version of ourselves every single fucking day, and there will still be people in this world who perceive that amount of self-love to be or the expression, who perceive that expression of self-love to create the story that we are the bad guys from their perspective. And that's okay, because sometimes in order to not be the victim in our own lives, we will have to be okay with being the villain in other people's lives. And what I mean by that is when this idea of victimhood comes in, it's often I need to compromise my boundaries, I need to compromise this, I can't express myself fully, I can't honor my needs in this situation because I'm putting the other person first. When we center ourselves and our own self-love and our own needs, that can affect other people in a way that creates the narrative in their experience that we are the bad guys. Even when we're doing these things from a place of self-love, even when it's communicated with so much love and so much reverence to the other person, because what that person understands about love is that love is self-sacrificing. And that's not what I believe is love. I believe love is unconditional. I believe that no matter what I choose, or the way that I show up, or the way that I value myself, or the way that I express myself, that I am deserving of love. And I believe that the people that end up in my life also have that same foundational belief, because if not, they're going to be constantly offended by me. And of course, I'm not, yeah, I mean, you guys know me, like, if you're here, you know me well enough, but I'm not somebody who's just like, fuck you, I need to take care of myself today, I need to do X, Y, Z, I need, you know, I don't really want to go to your birthday party because I want to go get my nails done, or I really just need a spa day. Like, that is not me. I really value my relationships so very much, and I put energy and attention into everything that lights me up so deeply, and my relationships are a part of that, but it has to feel reciprocal, and it has to feel correct, and the timing has to feel, I don't want to use the word like earned, but I am one of the most loyal people in the world, and the second you like cross that threshold with me, fucking ride or die, baby. But not a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people have crossed that threshold with me, but like, I'm very discerning surrounding who I pour my time and energy into, because the way that I pour my time and energy into you is like unfuckwithable. So there's that. And I've realized that it can be offensive to people when I prioritize myself in ways that they're not used to. And I then become the villain in their story. I went on a date on Wednesday and it just wasn't it. And I communicated it efficiently, lovingly, directly, and I was just like, hey, we have, like, the compatibility isn't there for me to continue like deepening into this relationship. There are certain things that I see that aren't in alignment, and I want you to find your person. I want that for me too, and here are the two things that I think we're not in sync about. So I think it's best that we, you know, don't continue this. And was he mad? Could be. Probably, yes. Like, I have pissed some people off by loving myself. And I also, it is enabling the other person when you don't love yourself. It is enabling them to continue on whatever the fuck it might be. But like, it's not serving anybody to not be honest. It's not serving anybody to stay the victim in our relationships. Another thing that's come through, and this is going to be the last thing that I add, is that if we want true partnership, whether that is in relationships, romantic relationships, business partnerships, friendships, family dynamics, we cannot give our power over to that person. We need to be aligned with our power, with our discernment, with our self-love, in order to have real, meaningful partnership. And I am somebody who's like very empathic, to always feeling the other person's needs, and it's so easy for me to prioritize that above my own. But gosh darn it, it's also not serving anybody for me to be like, oh, you need this, so I'm gonna put my needs on the back burner, and then like, we're gonna have this great partnership. No, we're not. The partnership sucks because I am not honoring my needs, nor am I communicating them, nor am I valuing them. So you're not going to be able to value me ever, until I value myself. And like, that is the point of power that we need to be coming from when we enter into partnerships, or when we continue partnerships. And it adjusts, and it'll be so much more loving when we stay in our power. So that came through in a breathwork session the other day, and I was like, do I have to? You know, when our ego comes up and it's just like, I don't want to do it. Yes, we have to do it. So anywho, that is my update. Those are my mic drops of wisdom that I wanted to offer you in this season. I love you all dearly. I miss you, and I'm excited to connect more, whether it's via video, via fucking writing, whatever it may be. And I'm also excited for this new chapter of being for me, because it's like, it's exciting to begin again. It's exciting for me to feel intentionality surrounding what I'm sharing, and understand that it's all about my being and my energy and my love, and literally nothing else matters. And that will shift and shape the way that I do what I do and I create in the world, which is exciting. But for now, we're just rocking and rolling, baby. I'm getting into the habit of sharing. I'm getting into the habit of creating again and being of service in whatever way that resonates with me. And something I'm doing that I haven't done in over 1 year is I'm taking one-to-one clients again, which has been so fulfilling and lighting up my soul and lighting up my heart and lighting up all of my energy centers in the most beautiful way ever, because it's like there's nothing more beautiful for me than sharing this work, than sharing energy healing, and being able to see people's souls has changed my life and continues to. And I don't just do that when I'm walking down the street, just so everybody's aware. I'm not like walking down the street doing an energy reading for that person, feeling their energy, looking at their aura. That's not it for me. I do that in sessions. And to have that sacred space, because there's a reverence that I hold for that space, and that's also just how I work best. And some people can do that. For me, like, my energy would be way too open and like uncontrollable. So to see those souls and to see the goodness and to see the love and to see the radiance that exists in individuals, but on a collective level, because I've never seen a soul and I've been like, ooh, that's ugly. That's not good. That's not it. You all are so beautiful. You all are so beautiful. And it's such a gift to be able to support along this journey. And my intention for this year is to teach people how to live a life that heals them. I want you to understand that you can get energy healing and you can fix your chakras, and it's not a fucking thing. Like, it's not a thing. Nothing is ever off or blocked. There are stagnancies in energies, and it can feel out of alignment, but when we live a life that heals us, that is the core of everything else. So when we can understand our energy and learn when something's off and work with that and honor that and learn how to flow with ourselves and the universe, that's the life-changing hack right there. I don't want you to come to a session with me and be like, oh, I need a session with Ali every week for 6 months and I'll be better. That creates dependency. I want to teach you how to look and understand your own energy based on what comes through intuitively for me, and sharing that. I mean, when I say through me, it's like through the filter of intuition, through the filter of divinity. When I share from that space, you then get to understand your own energy and your own intuition and work with that in a way where you don't create the same stagnancies in your energy that you have to heal from based on the way that you live. So that's my goal. That's my life goal. That's my life path. I think it's pretty simple. We'll see how it goes. Also, Reiki 1 and 2. I am excited about this. I'm offering it at 40% off still from Black Friday once again, because Reiki 3 and 4 is going to be opening very soon. And if you get into Reiki 1 and 2 in the next 2 weeks, you will be able to join 3 and 4 if that's something that's calling you. 3 and 4 is going to be more particular about intuition and like really deepening into understanding our own energies and the others. And also it will be about learning how to live a life that heals you, because that's what being a Reiki master is. That's what we have to do. We have to figure out, how am I living in alignment with this energy? It's so much deeper than just the fucking teachings. It's the way that we live every single day that will change our lives. It's not about getting energy healing and fixing ourselves. It's never about fixing ourselves. It's about loving ourselves enough to show up every single day in a way that can transform your life. All right, that's it. I love you all so much. I will leave the links for everything below. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Happy Pisces season, you sweet baby angels.